Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is FM24, the rise of Swansea City. And what are we saying? Champions League in 4 seasons, win the championship, set up top half Premier League, uh, win the Premier League season 3. It's on right now, January 1st. We're in first. Leicester City kind of stuff going on. And just, I don't understand what the big clubs are doing, but they're just not really challenging. I believe Man City is still second, unless someone's just overtaken them. No, they're still second. But even they've been on a horrific run recently. I don't get it. Liverpool 7th, Man United 8th, Tottenham 9th, Newcastle 10th, Chelsea down in 15th. It's the season where everybody is just struggling somehow. Brentford have fallen away after great early season form. But Arsenal are on the ascendancy, but they're coming from way behind as well. They did beat us, so that has helped them climb the table. Man City have beaten us, that helped them climb the table. But a point clear with 2 games in hand over City, or a game in hand on 4 points. Either way, it comes out to the same total. If we win our games in hand, it's a 7-point gap. We've got 2 games to lose before either or both Man City and Arsenal can take over top spot. And you extrapolate that further, and you realise it's 4 games we can lose before Villa or Brighton can catch us. Not to catch us, before they can. So we can lose 4 and still stay ahead. We can lose 2 and stay ahead of City and Arsenal. 4 and we're ahead of Villa and Brighton. Brentford have a game in hand. It's only 3 over Brentford and 3 and a draw over Liverpool. That's how I kind of think about this. So to finish 8th, like we somehow did last season, we're going to need to hit about 60 points again. But if you look at the gap up to 67, that was a top 4 spot. I think after 13 games, we had 23 last season, I saw in a video. I think 23. I'll actually go check on my footage to see where we were at the halfway point at 19. We had 29 points after 18 games. Wait, 1 second. Let me double check that. I don't want to get that wrong. 29 after 18. And we'd won 1, drawn 3, and lost 1 of our last 5. So form is better by 3 points over the last 5. Plus, we're an extra 12 points clear of where we were, having played a game more. But that was on the 29th of December, so we can figure out. Yeah, that was before the Brentford game, right? Yeah, that was before the Brentford game, which we then won, which would have put us on 31. Maybe my math's not mathing. 32. Okay. Yeah, 32, which means we are 9 points, which means we have 3 losses turned into wins better than last season. That's not a ton. It's fairly significant. 100% is fairly significant. I wonder if we can actually see. I'm just scrolling through my video to see if I can find the league table that we just have, and I don't think so. But we won, what, 2-1? We won 2-1. So 32 and 26. We're 42, so 10 more goals. and half the amount of goals against. So, yeah, even though defense doesn't look great, it's actually been exceptionally efficient compared to last season at the halfway mark. We were, that would be 9, 5, and 5. So that's a loss and a loss and 3 draws that have been converted into wins, which is very telling. Our defense is better. Our attack's slightly better. Our defense is much better. We've still lost 4 games. We lost 5 at this point last season. But those 2 draws instead of the 5 is the big number. So 3 points converted from loss to win, 6 points from draws into wins. That's the difference between last season and this season. Not a huge market improvement, but we were 7th last season at the halfway stage. We finished 8th. And we were, what we would have been, 32. So we would have been 16 points off Man City, who led the league and ended up winning it at the halfway point. Instead, effectively, we're as many as 7 ahead. If you actually take off their 2 from where they were at 19, we would be 5 points ahead of them. So it's a 21-point swing between us and Man City last season to this. And 9 of that's us, which means Man City are badly overperforming. They've played 2 more games this year, and they're 8 points under. So yeah, they are, I mean, they're not even losing games, but they're drawing a lot of games. Home to Palace, Brentford, Everton. Away to Bournemouth, Fulham, Brighton. Liverpool may be fair enough. The rest, you wouldn't really expect those. Arsenal losing to Man City, Man United, Fulham, Bournemouth, Brentford. It's a couple of weird ones. Villa, I mean, that's not too bad. Wolves at home is diabolical from Brighton, but those games do happen. Brentford, I think their losses are fair enough. Villa, Arsenal, Tottenham away, Man United at home, somehow Forest at home. But again, those kind of things happen. So I don't think it's too far out the realms of fantasy, but we've kind of played the early part of our season very, very well. And beating teams that we should beat. Just Brentford just have our number. We lost to Man City, but we make it back in this, and then, yeah, we're kind of going. Lose away to Villa. In the game we should have won. It doesn't look like it, but honestly, we should have won. And then almost snatch a draw in a game that we weren't really ever in. But a couple of early goals. Then we got pegged back. And then we were kind of holding on. Kai Havertz at the death. A really tough one. And then we just beat Man United at home, which maybe we shouldn't have done. And a big win, but very nervous, against bottom of the league Wolves, where I basically went all out attack. And right at the death, Lamine Yamal makes it look very nice when goal right at the end of the first half, kind of just settling the nerves a little. Moving some things about, trying some things, set piece for Pavlovic, and then right at the death when Wolves are kind of physically and mentally exhausted, we kind of put them to the sword finally. But I wanted to jump in, because it is January. We do have some interest in our players. No bids yet. But also bids coming in for people on our shortlist, which means even though the board have given me more money, and it is a lot of money, it's not enough to kind of go stupid with, like we'd probably want to, know that there's the glimmer of a league title dangling in front of us halfway through the year. If we repeat that again, it's only 82 points, but it might be enough to get us the title, which would be mad. But 82, we're halfway through, we got 41, so 82 to replicate what we did first half to the second And like I say, we would finish second in that first season. We'd finish third in that season. Who knows what it's going to be? Even if it's a position lower, that's still Champions League football, which is mental for season 3. Absolutely crazy. But can we win the title this year? Can we win the Champions League next year and really break the game and put everybody who's complaining that this is too easy into an epileptic fit? Because I'm not going to apologize for doing a good job. They want to make the game harder, then they can make the game harder. But, yeah. 12 and... Yeah, he's been really good lately. 12 in 15 starts, 2 subs. Outstanding. 3 assists, 5 player of the matches. Almost as many fouls as he wins. Very close. Up to a 747. His quality is starting to tell. He's still not a natural up front. And I think, if I'm right, because I've stopped playing, no, he still is a natural. Fundy still gets played up there, so he's become a natural, stayed a natural. Egeli, very limited minutes, but does good. I kind of need to use him more often, I think. But it's tough when I've got Profundi in the way, and he's matched last season and kind of done better. I thought he had a good season last season for us. 6 in 16, 4 assists, a man of the match award, 706. This season, he's upped those numbers. An extra game, but 3 extra assists, an extra player of the match, and his rating's up to a 722. So you kind of look at those, and you look at what Yamal's doing up front, and then you look at limited minutes for a Gailey, and that's great. And then you even look here over Potnik, 6, 3, 1, 7, 14. His rating's gone up, his assists gone up, his goals have gone down, but that's 32 starts and almost a goal every other game. This is 2 sub appearances per start, and he's still a 1 in 3 ratio for goals. So we're kind of sharing him around. Donnelly, he's kind of been the odd man out. He is the worst. So yeah, it's kind of weird. I just rested everybody after their game, so it's a bit hard to tell. But we did just have 4 different people being wanted. I guess 2 of them have now disappeared, which is really interesting. But Vopotnik is wanted by Wolves. Haven't checked how much, but I wanted to kind of preview this window. Oh, yeah. So 65 is the most Vopotnik and his agent think I should be charging. Would you sell Vopotnik for 35? For 65? Hell, 35. Like, most people would, and I'd be kind of okay with that because I've already got in-house replacements, and I do think I could buy someone younger and better. Not that much younger, but with a lot more potential then, a lot less developed, but with the room to grow into a superstar for less than that. And I know I can do that because I paid, $500,000 for Donnelly, who can become like Vopotnik. I paid $8 million for a Gailey and $8.5 million for Profundi, and they're as good or better potentially. And now the $10 million for Rian Brewster. I know those deals are out there. I do know they're out there. So I don't think that's a bad one. And like I say, $500,000. Leicester are looking. Are they in for a title fight? Yeah, games in hand. 2 games in hand, 2 points behind West Brom. They've got to feel confident about getting to second. They've got 3 games and 5 points behind Stoke. Win 2, lose 1, you're top by a point. So they've got to feel good about that. Leeds, 2 games on them, 3 points back. Leeds really are the de facto leaders if they win their games in hand with Leicester second. That's how I look at things. And so, yeah, they're automatic chasing. They're looking really good. realistically, what do they look like? Okay, had a mini glitch in recording, but everything seems to be okay. A little freeze on the computer, I think, but if we're looking at Leicester, option they had up front, and I've already kind of gone over this, but briefly, Daka's on the transfer list. They haven't really used him much. He's been a bench option. Their only other real striker is Eduard, who, to be fair, is okay, but still only a 1 in 3. Not great. Was a 1 in 4 last season. He's definitely improved. He looks good. He looks kind of capable. When you go down to the reserves, then you got Pennant and Pitchford and Clayton and Ayok, and they've got options. I think Haylock's one of the better options. And I do like him. He's 5'5", so he's only ever going to be a short striker. Just the quick man in behind. Maybe he just doesn't have a lot of pace. But he's maybe more of a technical player. Maybe he would fit like a David Silva playmaker in behind, more than an out-and-out striker. Amani Richards could maybe do a job, but he's on loan list. Josh King, the same, on the loan list. Robbie Edwards looks very well-rounded, but not really good at anything in particular. And Ray Hamilton as well. Some promise, but not too much. So you look at all their striking options, and you see why this does make sense. Jamie Donnelly, I think, would be a lovely little fit. He's played and scored in the Championship. He's played and scored in the Premier League. He's young. He's cheap. He's British. It's exactly what I think a Leicester should be looking at. I'd probably want like 10 million for him, realistically. But at the same time, I might just need to get rid of him for the sake of getting rid of him. And also with Apotnik, I'm looking at it like I can get 60 million for him, and I should try and push and get the best replacements I can. And I don't need to. I've got a ton of money in the bank, even though I don't have a lot of transfer funds in general compared to the amount of money I've made for the club. But if I sold Donnelly and Vapotnik without getting any money in, we'd be absolutely fine. And I just call up Ika Bravo as my fourth striker. Yamal Pafundi, Igeli, Bravo. That's my 4. We're perfectly fine everywhere there. Like, there's not an issue. Ethan was wanted. I didn't even check by who. But that has gone away before the window opened. And Jacob, of course, was wanted. He's now not wanted. But the 4 people I have highlighted this year or last year as potential sales all actually have interest or have recently had interest. Which, to be fair, all these are new-ish signings. If I kind of rule out the new-ish signings, then you're not left with too many options for people to have, really, are you? To be fair. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, and 4 out of those 9 are wanted. So, yeah, maybe it's more that than anything else. Plus, of those 9, I've got at least 2 regular starters. 3 regular starters. So it's 4 of those 6. And it's basically Braze Martinez and Adam Devine then who aren't wanted. So now it makes even more sense because, yeah, these 2 are my worst players right now and potentially, according to the game. There's, very few teams going to be wanting those compared to my better players. And 3 of the other 7 are first-team players, which makes it more difficult. They might not want to leave. The 4 that aren't first-team players and aren't the bad backups at fullback I really kind of have in the squad, and they're normally in the squad, all 4 of them were wanted by other clubs It's making sense to me. It is making sense. One thing to say, though, is, yeah, we got that Burgess money. Also, a little bit back, Pellegrino got his full work permit, which is great. If I can't find it here, I'm just going to go to the shortlist and look at it. But it should be right in there. Yeah, my patience has run out. Musiala, Barcelona, 104 million. It's just a bid. We do have money. We don't have 104. We got 68. I think the board gave us extra money. Oh, we got basically have to look at that as well. Yeah, okay, so the board increase. No. Okay. Oh wow, what Linjas. I couldn't remember exactly how to spend. I thought it was LJI. I didn't want to take the risk. I went with Pep. That was the safer option. But yeah, he did basically get an offer from Bristol City and somebody else. I can't remember the second club to be their manager. I offered, I think he was on 7.5 grand a week, maybe 10. I offered to more than triple or triple it to 30 to stay as a coach for me. He did decide to go to Bristol City, which is kudos to him, but they're 20th in the championship. And yeah, we're top of the Premier League. So kind of crazy. But we do get paid almost 2 million for that. And as that was happening, I was basically, as soon as I saw that a work permit had been asked for him, I went and offered a contract to somebody. They needed a work permit. My work permit came in before his, but basically the 4 news items were, we got the work permit, the board won't allow us to let him sign because there isn't space for him. I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but something like, but are now allowing it to go forward. All in the same message, which is kind of weird. Then Pep joins Bristol City as manager, and then our coach joins in. I can't remember his name. Mario Barcena, I guess. Villarreal. Kind of his club, I guess. Yeah, not too bad. He plays with wing-backs. Even I don't play with wing-backs position, but I play the role, and my full-backs play like wing-backs, so that's not too bad. Easy conversion. 2-man up top and a DM. I think it kind of fits what we do, and he's very good at what he does. If he had higher tactical knowledge, I'd be very tempted to make him my assistant, to be fair. Because I think he's good in training, works with youngsters, motivation, determination, discipline, management, ability, potential, tactical. It's all set. I like it. And he's fairly determined, which again is a nice personality type. It's not really one of the best, but it's high up my list. I don't know what it is on other people's lists, but it's good. It's not great, but it's good. So he came in as a replacement, and I just gave him, I think I gave him the same wage. So yeah, I think Pep is on 10. We just give him Pep's 10. It's a slight step down in training quality. The other things I value in coaches and assistants and managers of the youth team, for example, I think Barcena is as good or better than Pep. Lindas. And yeah, we just pocket 1.9. But yeah, the board, I think we had like 11 million or 12 million, if I'm right. So I guess we got 56 million. I think 56. I don't know how to spend that or where to spend that. I do know it's not going to be likely to be Musiala. And coming into this window, yeah, the three options we've got we can't buy. Doyle, Wharton, and Scott are the only ones really remotely interested, which I find weird that Bradley, unless he's playing, maybe he's playing. No, he's still not playing. Yeah, he wouldn't want to come to us, despite the fact he would become instantly a starter for us. We're right up the top of the league. He'd be paid a ton more money, and he's the one we can actually afford. That's the one that won't come to us. So that is what it is. I've done it again. I've gone to the wrong place, but we look at this list again and see. Ooh, don't do it to me. 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 It's not the best personality, fairly ambitious. It's normally one stat I value I think is low. And one stat I don't like is high. I don't know which. But I remember, I think, unless I'm remembering wrong, but I think it's a step wrong in each direction. I used to have all these written out. I probably do somewhere. But yeah, personalities basically are. They're basically set up by a bunch of hidden attributes which have a 1 to 20 value, and each personality has certain of those attributes in certain ranges. So, the way I rank those personalities in general is kind of based on whether they hit the attributes I value most in those hidden attributes or not. I think that's a really bad way of explaining it, but it is right. So I hope it comes across. Ultimately, I highly, highly value, more than anything else, professionalism. Then I highly value dependability. It's not what it's called. It's something along those lines. Pressure, handling pressure. And ambition, double-edged sword. Unless you're a big club, of course, they're going to want to go to a bigger club. But those two, pressure and ambition, are kind of side by side. Loyalty, I can kind of leave if necessary. It's always better to have, but you can kind of leave it. Then there's sportsmanship and temperament, which I never remember. I think temperament's high is good. Not that they have a temper, but they have a better temperament, I think. And then there's versatility, which I don't give a damn. Controversy, which I don't like. So I think there's at least a chance, or a better than average chance, that Makako is controversial, which would fit in real life just some of the stories that came out on why he ended up kind of failing out of Dortmund despite playing well and ends up back at Copenhagen. But in game, he's gone to Barcelona for 15.75, which I was gutted we missed out on. Now we can get it for 60. Barcelona feeder club confirmed. I mean, it sounds stupid to say that, right? But John Garcia for 8 million, which we then turn into 38.5. Next season, Ica Bravo, 8.5 million, which he's barely played for us, but if we sold two strikers, he would be the fourth striker. I thought he had more potential. I was told he had more potential. He could still turn into something, and to be fair, we could probably sell him now for 20 million or 24 million. 25.5, let's say, which is pretty much right in the middle of his guide value. That is 3 times what we paid for him. And he is wanted on loan because he is listed for loan. So, yeah, Garcia, Bravo. And then in the summer, Yamal for 70 million because they'd upset him. And he's worked out phenomenally well for us. I know you're dangling Mukoko. And they reached out to us, not the other way around. 60 million, start the majority of matches, 75 to 98. 68 to 88. She's probably going to want 80 to 85. 60 million for Mokoko, when I can get 60 million for Popotnik, is a no-brainer. Bravo can wait. Donnelly can be sold as well. There is interest in him and Popotnik right now. And we are sitting here getting stuff done. That would be a mandatory. So why would we do this rather than buy him outright for 60? I get him earlier, I train him, I do things. Yeah, either way, I'm paying 60. Nope. Didn't mean to do that, but... I think I talked to him. I think I talked to him and see. I don't know if I should be pulling the trigger on that one, but it is tough to say no to. It is tough to say no to. And Harvey Elliott's still available. 3 years, really, in a row, he's been available. His asking price is so high. I don't know where he'd fit. And again, that's 84 up front or 84 after the loan. So there's no benefit on loaning rather than buying, apart from just they take the money out at the end of the year, really. I can't do both those deals. We could delay the Elliott deal to make the other one work. To make that work. Mokoko we could make work. Furman's so tempted. Oh my god. Barcelona are just gonna end up being a feeder club unless I'm like very, very careful. I don't know why they're available. What's going on with Barcelona? Is it a money thing? Like, what is it? 8.2 for Johnny Cardoso. I don't want to pass that up, but I've got to. I don't want to. I really don't want to. Smallbone's a solid player. Doesn't really move the needle. Yeah, I mean, it's a really, really weird one. I don't know where I stand on these. I don't know where I stand on these. I don't know what I could do. I feel this is a really good move, but I don't think it's a game-breaking move. I don't think it elevates us to the next level just because I've already got that player a couple of years younger, maybe in João Regal. And according to the scouts, João has more upside, which blows my mind, but it is what it is, and his pros are definitely better. He's not agile and he can't head. I don't care for a centre mid / winger hybrid, which Mizala is for me. Then again, if I were to sell someone like an Ethan Galbraith, then yeah, you're not losing anything. You're probably doubling the money on the transfer. You're paying, 14.5 for Fermin. You're getting 29 for Ethan Galbraith, and it's exactly the same. Except now you've got a bit of extra potential, and you don't have the long-term injury. So it really is about how you're setting up these things, and how you're making them work. And at the same time, here again, really, who have I got at the club at a Mukoko kind of level? And I think it's Yamal, who's better now, better in the future. Even though he's not a natural striker, he is just a better fit. But yeah, no cons. And again, Yamal's only con is he can't head the ball. I don't really care. I don't really care. It's so close between them. Like, just as strikers, the way I view them, Yamal wins here on this trio. He's +2, +1, +3. He's +6 in this trio. Then the even, -1, so it's 5 to Yamal. And he loses 3, so he's +2. And then he gains those +2 back on pace and loses the point in acceleration. So, realistically, just as a striker, Mokoko is 1 stat point across those 9 better than Yamal. That's it. Negligible difference. Room to grow. Not as much room to grow, maybe. I really don't know. And you compare the both of them up because they don't have side preferences. And although they both got strong long left foots, Mokoko on that right-hand side could get more crosses in. If you played him on the left, he'd be able to shoot and cross quite well. Yamal can cut inside on his left and shoot a bit more. So, yeah, that's kind of why I'm tempted. But 2 strikers from Barcelona, one at the start of the year for 70 million, one mid-January, or start of January, mid-season, for 60 million. It's starting to get a little ridiculous that they want to come join us. But, like, he's way better than Bravo. And he's way better than... Not way better than Donnelly. That's scary. That's scary. 3, 4, 7, 8, 11, 15 points across 9. So he's 1.5 point on average better than a Donnelly. So, yeah, this doesn't show as much because, yeah, I do value very few things, I guess. He would be slightly better. He has the second foot. Yeah, it's a really weird one. It's a really weird one. I kind of think he could be a really nice addition. My main problem is that's the right price point. That's the bargain. Barca got it, not us. Now we're paying the premium on a player that isn't playing at the moment. But he is still 21. He does fit a lot of those reasons. And then Harvey's Harvey, and with everything else, as good as he is, comparably to everyone and the amount of money he is, he's also going to be homegrown in nation and a domestic player. So, yeah. there's reasons for those. Incredibly interested and extremely interested. Just because Barcelona aren't playing you. Are we still 3.5 star? Yeah, we're 3.5 star reputation. We're national reputation. Same as me, I'm a 3.5 star. What is pulling them to this club apart from our success? First team football, and the fact, maybe, just maybe, they know we've got an absolute boatload of money to spend. That might have something. I don't know if they look for that in game or not. I've never delved that deep, but maybe. However, we only expect the team to end up challenging. Only. Okay. Sure. Disappointed about the defeat against Villa. Concerned about a 3-2 defeat against Arsenal. A+. I can't do much better, really, can I? I can't really do much better. Probably going to fail this or be competitive. I fully expect to get knocked out. I kind of want to get knocked out. I can't do these deals without selling people. I need people to be interested. We need to start talking. Regular starter. 75. Don't be this reasonable. Give me a reason to say no. Give me a reason to say no. Show me how to say no to this. Oh my god. Why? Why you gotta make it so difficult? That doesn't even want much. These players just don't even want much. They're being so reasonable. I mean, I say that and then Elliot's not that reasonable, but 80k, 15 appearance, 10 assists, 4 million signing on, 650 for the agent, 5 agent. Like, that's far more reasonable than you should be. Oh my god, just buy players that big clubs aren't playing. That's it. That's all you have to do. My god, you want more money than the other two. Why? I'll lock you in here. Lock you in there. And then, pretty sure he's going to say no, which is fine. I'm just going to back them into a corner here. And he says yes. Oh my god, all three of them. All three of them. I fought for what I wanted to give them, and all three of them are just like, sure, I want to be a part of the Swansea way. I get it, but I don't get it. You know, there's reasons behind it. They make sense. It's all fine. If I had 150 million, I should not just be able to go out. Season 3 with Swansea, lining up Harvey Elliott and Fermin as midfielders, and Mokoko from Barcelona as a striker, after having already taken Lamine Yamal from Barcelona. Extremely interested. Those three and Adam Wharton. Very interested. Alex Scott and Callum Doyle. And then it's all the way down to no interest from Connor Bradley, which is someone I think should have tremendous interest in joining us. Considering we got one right back, he's better than him, and he's not getting played at Liverpool. If Harvey is as upset as he is, and he's willing to come, Connor should be too, even more so. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. It is what it is. And we're going to see who comes in for our players and who, if any, we can afford to bring in and who we want to bring in. I'll be back when there's any movement. Pellegrino work permit confirmed. Thought it already had been. Confirmed. That is all good. Absolutely love that. Worst trainer above a 7. Gotta love getting the right personalities in the club. Makes your life so much more interesting and simple. You're not fighting everyone every single time. And the first thing to come through is Harvey Elliott. Just 80 grand a week, important player. He wants on board, boys. He wants on board. I don't know how. I don't know where. I don't know why. I don't know at all. I just don't know. But I'm looking at it. I paid Yamal 110, which I think is fair. 12 and 17 after an awkward start. Starting to come through. Worldwide reputation. I think it's fair. And then I got 75 for Nico Gonzalez and Strahinja Pavlovic. So 80 for Harvey Elliott seems horrendously fitting. It would delay for a week. And we'll delay for a second week. And we'll see what comes up. And we're 100% going to try and play the kids. And when I say the kids, I mean the kids. Depending who is fit and also of some level able to play. And in positions we do play. So, okay, Akena and Reynolds at fullback. Luke Griffiths on the bench. I guess we're not playing with that many youngsters because we don't really have too many. Sean Rees. You do feel a little more defense than attack. Problem is, so does Oakley, and neither one of you defensive midfielders. So it's going to be Kyle in there. And then you're much of a muchness. You're a little bit quicker. So I definitely think for now, you there, you in the center, and then someone else out wide. With Ika Bravo and Dylan Fletcher. Mark Edwards. Reese Evans. and Canelli. And that gives me Locker, Di Baptista, Greaves. It gives me Baybrook. Yeah. Baybrook in the middle. Sean left centre mid. Goalie Meslier. And then Quan, Zappa, Cam, Jashari, Pellegrino. I guess that's about as bad a team I can kind of put out, to be fair. Without going into Silver Stars. I'm not going down to cautious. We're staying positive. Positive's getting us in a good rhythm. And let's see, away to Aston Villa, who are doing well in the cup. With the kids, we do get smashed. It does kind of go against us. But really, the defense is what's holding us back. Braybook, Reese, Bravo playing well. I'm not going to hammer too many people. I will say, though, Jacob Greaves, I'm very surprised that he played as badly as he did. Because I'm going to fight back. I'm going to fight back at you, Jacob. I think that's just sealed your exit from the club, son. You're not playing some of your best football. You're playing some of your worst football. You were captain of a very young side. You let the side down. You didn't own the moment. You didn't take responsibility. I'm not having it. I'm not having it. I'm a force the issue. And we are going to do what we've done for so much already. If I've got to go with Yumal Pafundi, Egali off the bench, Bravo to cover as a fourth striker, I think I'm okay with that. If I keep Bravo as fifth striker, bring in Mokoko, and run Yamal Bafundi, Mokoko, Egali as my four, I think I'm very happy with that. So I do think we're pulling the triggers. We're pulling the triggers. Offer out Greaves. Next, we go talk to the agent. Bournemouth at 8. I think I want more, but let's get them involved. And where's his cut-off point? 25. Bump it to 25. Get intermediaries. We'll kind of see who wants what. Palace transfer. Okay. The loan deals aren't happening. That's right. I keep forgetting this part, but make sure the loans aren't there. Next up, Donnelly. I just think it's time. I do think it's time. Let's transfer list him. Then let's find this out. 15 and a quarter. Now we talk to the agent. Okay. Now we get to talk to Donnelly to make sure he understands it's time to go. As if he's not aware. He should be well aware. Throw both those down. Make sure in case we don't get someone else in. that equals not getting any bids in for loans. He comes up, and that frees us to do the stupid thing, the one thing that we probably shouldn't do, but Wolves actually want him. And this might be the right moment. Again, it was somewhere like 60, 65. Wolves and Brentford are ready to present a transfer offer around 52. Cool, let's start the bidding. Intermediary can get me much less, and I got to pay a fee. I'm going to back out of that one. We don't need them. That's all fine. It says he's still a squad player, but he's not. That's fine. Make sure he's not set for loan, and make sure he goes down to the under 21s. Cool. Cool. I am down a centre back. If I do this, I'm down a centre back. Does anyone else need to go? No. The only other people I think could go is Braze, Divine, and Galbraith. I don't think there's a market here, and I don't think I've got too much in the replace. I possibly have. They're almost ready. I'd like to wait until next season. Galbraith's interesting, and yeah, Galbraith's really interesting. It might upset him, but I think what can we say to him? That's what I'm looking at now. Is just seeing too many people in the way. He doesn't want to leave. Don't agree. Okay. Well, he's gonna fight me. We've already upset him, so that makes pulling the trigger even more. I'm just thinking if I do sell Vopotnik, Donnelly for a decent amount, Grease for a decent amount, Galbraith for a good amount, I might actually have enough to bring in Mukoko, Firmin, and Harvey Elliott. Like, that's kind of where it is. I won't stay where I'm not wanted. Good. Okay. So we're burning bridges, 100%. It's not nice the way we do business, but it is the way we do business. All four of those are in reserves. I'm down a centre-back, and I'm down a midfielder. I think... Wow, Japa's lost... Japa's lost potential here. I think he had 4, and Kwan had 3.5. He was always valued more. But Japa seemed the better player right now. He was more productive, and he had slightly more similar potential. I'm just wondering if he's the other man out so we can bring in Firmin and Harvey. Oh, I'm going to pause till something else comes back and comes through. It's going to come thick and fast, but we do need to look at it. Yeah, 52 million. Negotiable as well. So, going to start with 30 and 58. Okay, Brentford. 50%. 65. 57 up front. That's probably more than the resale value is worth. But isn't that less money up front too? Yeah. Yeah. So I can reject that offer, and if they're still interested, they can come back in for him. They can come back in for him. Oh my God, everybody's interested in Vopotnik. Oh my God. Okay, no, he's actually worth an absolute ton. That's 58 to 63. Yeah, okay. Like just like that, things get kind of shaky. We bought for 4.4. He's worth 18. $24.5. Norwich don't think he'd start. Palace want him but don't have the money. Bournemouth have money, but they're bidding a little lower than I want. $13.25. $13.25. Pretty much gets me firm in. Have the money for this. Jacob gets me firm in. Vopotnik, Donnelly, Galbraith get me Harvey. I still need a centre back. Yeah. Okay, back when something else happens. It never takes long. It never takes long. 60 million, of which we would get 54. They don't want to go to 79. Okay. That's fine. I don't know if there's anything else here to look at in the meantime. Doesn't look like it. Greaves is going to go. Cool. $14 million for you. Let's just go with 10 million for you. 8 million from Coventry. Might be able to talk that up a little bit. That's fine. Absolutely nothing. A loan deal doesn't move the needle at all for me. And yeah, 30 million. There's no interest. Injury status. Ah, yeah. Okay. Didn't really know. Albertine Okay, not one of the big clubs, but sure. Yeah, I'll be back if there's anything else. Never takes long. Never takes long. They didn't want to go to 10. They didn't want to go to 10. I thought they might negotiate with me. I thought they might negotiate with me. Still wants. Who's that? Jappa. I mean, Jappa might be getting sold back when something else happens. And this is my transfer window. This is how I get all this money for players, which has been asked, and again, I feel like showcasing it just so people understand the full process and just identify your targets early, put bids in early, make sure they're gonna want to come to you. And when everything's set up for them to come to you, burn your bridges, full send on players going out, know how much it's going to take to make the deals work in your mind, and work as hard as you can to get there through as many interactions as it takes. And don't quit. We're only a week into the transfer and we've got another 4 weeks of this. So, yeah, we're 1/5 of the way through. Harvey Elliott's already in. I've got 2 other players who have agreed contracts, but now have to agree to move and then go through work permits. Meanwhile, I've got 1 player 3/4 of the way out the door, I think, and another halfway out the door, and we're just trying to get the other 3 deals moving, one of which probably won't because of an injury I didn't pay attention to. But most of these, if not all of these, will get done in the window or for the end of the season, maybe with Donnelly. Sorry, not Donnelly, Galbraith. So money might be tight, and if I gotta choose, I need to get to 140 or 145 for Harvey Elliott and Mukoko. And I sacrifice Fermin. So I know what I'm doing. I know kind of what I'm going to play around with. If I only have 85, I'm going for Harvey Elliott rather than Fermin and Mukoko. If I don't have 85, but I have more than 60, I can go for Mukoko. But I think we're already there. We should be able to get the rest quickly enough to get Harvey Elliott. So I don't think that's a scenario that works. Yeah. And I need to look for centre backs. I'm going to go look for centre backs. I'll be back when I find a centre back and when something else happens. The first domino to fall is Donnelly. 9 million and 30% of the next fee if there's a profit from Coventry. So if he hits what we think he could be, then there's more money to come in the future. But right now, that 9 million, and a lot of that went into the transfer budget, which is almost 79. So we're about 5 under Harvey Elliott. Now, Furman's work permit is underway. Mokoko's work permit's underway. They don't want to give me more money next season because I was going to start reconfiguring deals. But Donnelly's the first domino to fall. Also, target update. Noem Perez was released by Al Ahly at the end of the year. He's been gone for, 11, 12 days. He doesn't think we got the money to offer. Which sucks, because he'd been really kind of fun to slot in, probably alongside Pavlovic, and Pellegrini becomes rotation. Yeah, he don't want to come. My only other real option I've got at centre back that I'm interested in, Doyle Just, I can't get him on loan. Way too much money. Ashley Phillips, I could buy outright. He's not that bad. I don't know how much sense that makes. There is a loan deal, but I'm going to need wages. And for wages, I'm going to need extra transfer budget just so I can put into wages. But not enough. So right now, I need the 85 or 84 for Harvey. Above that, I probably need another 3 or 4 for wages into the budget to meet Harvey, and then go talk to Ashley Phillips on loan. Those are the two positions that need to be filled. Then, if I somehow get the other 60 quickly enough, Mukoko is my target. If not, it's Furman if I've got enough money for him. Both are pretty much going to come due at the same time. So it's going to be an interesting final week of the season, of the transfer window. So, again, first domino has fallen. We need a lot more to go our way to get where we want to go. And it doesn't help that Galbraith is injured, and so can't be there. But it is what it is. And we are able to adjust. We can try and delay again. I'm going to try and delay again, see if Liverpool do the second delay. But technically, we kind of have the money to be over wage budget, but get Harvey Elliott in with players outgoing to bring us back under wage budget, plus the 2 players that were committed wages towards for the future that wouldn't be coming in. We would be fine. Don't want to pull that string right now, but it is something I feel we could and maybe should be doing as we move forward. But again, back when that's underway, we got another game to go. Domino 2 to fall is Zanvapotnik. Brentford. 58 million. Doesn't quite get us Mukoko, but it almost does. We're right on the edge. We're right on the edge. We're right on the edge. We're delaying the Furman deal. That's a Vipotnik money. That's the Greaves money, which is like 11.5 million. Cool. What's that give me? 146. 146. Took 2 years. It took 2 years. But we've just landed Harvey Elliott. Swansea City, number 11, Harvey Elliott. Oh boy, that's big for me. That's big for me. $61 million. We're under wage budget now. As I knew we would be, but we're under wage budget. And we do have enough when the work permit hits for Mokoko. Furman at 15, I don't know. Ashley Phillips on loan, we can do. We're going to lie about the role. We're going to lie about the playing time. I don't care. He can't be recalled. Oh, they're going to want more. 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 I don't want them to recall him because I need him as good cover. But I gotta lie to them. I've gotta lie to them. Because otherwise I'm going with youth. Like, what do we got? What do we got for 14 and a half? For Furman. I mean, it should have been Galbraith. It's not Galbraith. Seventeen and a half. Just won't stay where he's not wanted. Okay. Okay. It's really harsh. But I can get Furman for cheaper. I have to do that. I have to do that if I can. Or do I just don't do this one? I think I do this one. I think I do this one. And I think I also do a little crazy. I also think I try and do a little crazy. He gonna be upset about it. I get it. I understand it. I don't like doing it. But I do think it's what's best for the club. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, could do with Ashley coming in. And then we got to get Kappa and or Bravo out to get Furman in. And if we can't do one of those, we call up a youngster or look for another loan deal, which I think is actually probably okay to do. And the one I lied for is here. Sweet. That's fine. Absolutely fine. Score on 23. Just try and get something going. Try and get something going. Who have I got on out on loan that I can recall in midfield? Do I try and rescue this? Do I try and rescue this? Maybe. He's not getting any bids anyway. Because he's injured. It'll be right at the end of the window. It'll be too much time. So yeah, if we don't get Firm in, I've still got this. Galbraith goes at the end of the year. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. 4 good strikers, 4 good attack-minded midfielders, 4 good defense-minded midfielders. Solid fullbacks, okay backups. Solid centre-backs, okay backup. Solid goalie, okay backup. Defensively, we're not as strong as midfield and attack, but it's tough to be as strong as the attack with Lamine Yamal, Simone Profundi, and Yusufa Mokoko. That's just what it is. Harvey Elliott, Nico Gonzalez, Jashari Humphreys, even Rego. It's tough to match that at the back sometimes. I'm going to admit that we lied to you. We're not going to admit we lied to Mokoko just yet, but we're going to close on that one. 100% going to close on that one. Oh, Brentford. You're not going to want to play with Potnik, are you, in this game? You're going to want to give him the night off, right? It's really tough for him. It's really... You wouldn't... You wouldn't want to, would you? We're going to start with Mokoko. But you wouldn't want to be involved. Why is Phillips immediately in the lineup? Don't know if I love that. Think I let it ride. Left back, right back, centre back, defensive midfielder is just not really there, but Baybrook. Where do I go? Yeah, I mean, just... I want to get on with the transfer window. 6 and 20. Okay, Cam Humphreys somehow gets the winner. Mokoko with an bad debut. Don't like missing matches like this, but I feel like we got a lot more going on and time is ticking, and I don't want to cut or edit this even further because I'm kind of enjoying just the craziness of going through this window and having you kind of see it. Really should be setting up some live streams for FM because I do like to showcase this side of it, and I don't think you can in video format too easily. Probably take 15. The 8.5. I should be able to get 15 for him, surely. Surely. And moves into challenge is perfect for my strikers. How did you know? Statement of intent, no. It's important. Left behind by our rivals. Very disappointed. Pushed that as much as I could. Pushed that as much as I could. So really we're looking for 10.5. Which is probably a fee of 12 for Bravo. Doesn't look like much is happening at the moment, and most of the big deals have been done, so I'm going to come back when actually something is happening. And I'm going to spend a bit of time figuring out some of these moves. Or it never takes long. I just got 1.21 million for Daniel James because he just got bought for up to 54 million. I guess he likes the championship. Okay. That seems weird. Did we just get that in our budget? Yeah, I think we just did. We got some of that in our budget. Okay. So now we probably only need 11 from anybody. 11 from anybody. Not really selling any of these youngsters that are worth anything. I mean, that's one I'm happy to make a move on. I don't think it moves the needle. Realistically, if I'm running Waller, Roberts, Fletcher, Ollie number 4, Mark Edwards is worth 10 million that we don't really maybe need. I just don't know how good he is. I don't know. I've got him down as my like 5th use striker, but like, is that right? Can I trust that? Maybe. I don't think Ollie looks better than him though. Just it's not really worth selling Ollie. Mark could be. Mark could be. Oh my god. Is Fermin worth this? Don't really even think he's worth this, is he? The price is right. Is the player worth it? I don't know. That much. That much I don't know. I'm trying to make this work. I'm trying to think of how I can make this work. If I were to sell Mark Edwards, Ika Bravo, Japa, Josh Evans, any of those, I don't think it hurts us now. I don't think it hurts us long term. And it would get me the money to get Furman, who I don't feel is bad prospect at all. I've just got Harvey in. I've just got Harvey in. Furman might drop Zhao Gao out for now. And that would give me Baybrook, Humphreys, and Regao as my backup midfielders with Kwan. It's definitely stronger. We're not really strengthening the back line as much as I'd want. Yeah. I'm going to go down to about 12 and a half. Just don't think there's value there. I thought I had a bargain with him. It doesn't look like I did. It's going to be centre back, right? It's going to be centre back. Quality at left back. I haven't sold any. I have sold someone. I sold Greaves, who can play left back. Come on, guys. Okay. Pavlovic and Elliott. Not good. I'm just going to back down and leave it and win those two around. If I can. So, Bafundi, Mokoko, Pavlovic, and Elliott. Okay. Coco, Elliott, Pavlovic, Parfundi, Deshari is the main ringleader. And our captain. Am I going to get money in at all? I don't know. If I don't get money in at all, 9 days left in the window. 9 days left in the window. If I don't get money in at all, okay. What am I looking at? I'm looking at some decent players. Like, your wages would kill me, but like decent. Mura wouldn't. don't really feel he's the move to make. Um, oh, that won't be too bad. That actually won't be too bad. 500,000 for the year for Dorgu. I can lie to you about his position, sure. I'm happy to lie to you about his position. What have we got a right back on loan? Yeah, I can't get both. I can't get both. Right backs, okay. Left back they complained on. Left back they complained on. Dorgu on loan. Actually, Phillips on loan. Just helps out right now. Even if Firmin doesn't come in. Oh my God. Pavlovic. Jesus. Not what I wanted to see. I thought outgoings had finished. Al Ali. Can we not? I can see why he's a need, sure. Yeah, you're going to need to go big here. You're going to need to go big here. Pavlovic out. What would that do? Firmin in and who? And who? Who at centre back? Who at centre back? None of these, that's for sure. Someone in this range, maybe. Maybe it's time to revisit a Murillo. Maybe. Maybe it's time to look at a Decore. Diamonde. Sure. Another look at Sia. Sure. Chicky Damaral. Sachi. Ampadu. Struyek, no. Ooh, Coppola. That's a very interesting one. Renan, very interesting one. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're already in a solid place. I don't know. I don't know who I'd want from all those. Newbie's got a good report on him. But Canty, I think I like better in midfield, but I'm not entirely sure. And this is still kind of in the right, still at the high point of our money, really. We could go cheaper if they're possibly able to step in right away. I don't mind that. Ooh, Stevie. Stevie's so cheap. Stevie's so good. It's hard to, like, ignore that one. Panzo as well. I'm just trying to go off names that I know that should be good. Bright would be solid. Mascara be solid. Not amazing, but solid. Moreno. Chiapom's already out on loan, so that doesn't make sense right now. Sell more. Yeah, there's so many people here that just could be it. Makandali. Yeah. 9 million. I talked about it. I said that there's just this chance that we could be going nuts here for some reason and ending up with 6 or 7 income, and I didn't think it was likely, but we got a lot of players here. We got about a week to figure out if we get a bid on Pavlovich, what we're going to do with it. Dogu might come in. That might help. That might help. But we do need at least one more. We do need at least once more. Josh Evans. Okay. $7.25. It doesn't really move the needle. But that is money for a player I just don't think I'm ever going to use. 7.25. Bravo's being an absolute little dick. Evans is okay. We need this money. We need to get this money. We don't need to get this money. We don't need Fermin. I'm convinced myself we do, but I don't think we do. I'm kicking Zhao Rego out of the team for him. If I do this move, that's basically what I'm doing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's something I should do. I don't know if it's something that makes sense. Uh, yeah, I'm gonna have to go away and think about this one. Like, seriously long, hard think about this one. Well, we pushed her as much as we could, but Barca didn't want to delay till the end of the window. And so Fermin isn't coming right now. They will want more money to do it loan-wise, which I don't want to do. I still feel like this is kind of worth doing. I do. I really do. I don't feel like there's much between them. And I think João Rego's turned out to be an absolute bargain. We paid 15.75, I think, for him. 14.5 for Fermin seems also to be pretty good. Wolves. Ugh, Wolves just sitting in. Yeah. If I don't do the deal, I think I'm fine. I've just took Braze down into the reserves. We got Dorgo on loan, Phillips on loan. I will need to buy if Pavlovic goes, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. 4 days left, no bid yet. We got Di Baptista, wanted on loan, even though he's unavailable for loan. Newport are a feeder, well, they're our feeder club, so they kind of ignore that. And Pavlovic by Al Ahly. So if they put a bid in, we make more moves. If not, I think this is it for the rest of the season, potentially for a title challenge. Okay, Cam Humphreys, Player of the Month, Yamal third. We like that. Young Player of the Month, Yamal from Pavandi. We like that. Goal of the Month, Yamal. We love that. Manager of the Month, good old Thomas Frank. Damn it. We have got just a little bit of difference in the wage budget, but we've got the 2 million to pay for Esteve and Marcandali right now with big fees next year. But honestly, like 25 and a half next season for two very good players who don't want a ton of money. Yeah, and both want to come in as emergency backup, so I didn't change their minds. So that's fine. But Pavlovic still wanted. No bids. Not right now. So we'll be back after this game. It's deadline day. We'll go through. We'll see if there's a bid. If there is, I don't think it's too bad. I think we're kind of still set up quite nicely. So whether there is or isn't really, I don't really mind too much. I will say that. Okay, one work permit came through, one failed. We're appealing, but yeah, don't know when that's coming through, if it'll come through in time or not, but we got one good centre back already in through the door. And honestly, at this point, I'd be tempted to kind of get rid of Ashley Phillips again. And the same with Dorgu, realistically, because she can play left back. I'm not sure the squad would be happy about that, but if we'd have the players in to kind of not need these loan deals. So if Pavlovic doesn't want to go, then that's okay. Oh my God, they're in for Nico as well. But are they going to bid? I don't No. And yeah, I don't know. That's fine. You can have an ESC place. Um, you're not going to get enough games to come off that. But again, that is just fine. Don't know why he was right. So we'll do all the 21-year-olds. We'll have these guys in. I feel that that's quite nice. Yeah, I feel pretty good with that. I feel pretty good with that. 9 hours, couple of loan deals. We're open for business. Nico and especially Pav could be okay. Plenty left in the budget. Plenty left in the budget, right? Yeah, we got over 100 left in the budget. Not £100. No, 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 no. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, Baptista's not going anywhere. 6 hours. It doesn't look like there's anything gonna come in from Al Ali. So Pavlovich. Oh, their window's closed. Oh, we on deadline day. Their window's closed. There is no business to be done. And we have no money. So let's just drop that in. We got like £6,000 of space in the wage budget. We spent all our money. We spent a little bit of next season's money. If we are getting 27, I've just spent 25 and a half. So basically we spent this season and next season's money. But I was able to do, after Yamal in the summer, I was able to do Mukoko, Elliott, Nico Carboni as well in the summer. Mark and Darley and Esteve, Meslier, and then loan deals for Phillips and Dorgu. That's a lot. That is a lot. So Mukoko, Elliott, Dorgu, Phillips, Esteve, Mark and Darley. Yeah. Didn't expect to do that much business. 170 of our 240 million have come in this window. And then our outgoings, 967. So 80 and a quarter. So yeah, our business in the summer paid for our business in January, a business out in January covered your mal coming in the summer. And that's how it balances out. And I'm okay with that because it also means we're not carrying 250 to 300 million like we were at one point in the season. We are much stronger. We're far deeper at centre back. I like Carboni. And I think next season we do have the youngsters to come in at fullback to get rid of Braze and Devine. Phillips and Dorgle we don't need to buy permanently. They can just sit there for the rest of the season looking pretty. And we got Galbraith to sell. Plus some youngsters I can sell. If anybody wants them. Plus Braze and Devine. We should be in a positive position after that. So I don't mind it. Okay, so we played a game more at the top and we're 10 points clear. How do we get 10 points clear? What have you done? You drew it home to Liverpool. That's fair enough. You beat some teams, but like you had 20 minutes of a 10-man advantage at home to Palace and you couldn't win. You got undone by Forest. You played the B team and rescued a draw at home to Brentford. You got a draw that, like, a draw at home against Everton. Like, what is going on? What happened to this Man City? That's not even their tough part of the season. Us, Champions League, Villa, Chelsea, Arsenal, United. Like, that should be the tough point. This shouldn't be the tough point. What happened to you? Why haven't you caught this? Drew away to Chelsea, drew at home to Man United, drew away to Everton. Draw that in Villa as well. So of their last 5 Premier League games, 4 draws and a win. I guess they beat Brentford. So last 6, 2 and 4 draws. Why is everyone just dropping points? And meanwhile, all we've done, we beat Everton, who are 15th. Brentford, who are down to 10th now. Forest away, who are 12th. Palace, who are 16th. Bournemouth, who are 17th. Yeah, but like, realistically, what's tough left in our season is 6 games. If we get 18 points clear, we've won the league. If they drop some more points, and we beat Southampton, Fulham, Spurs, West Ham, Norwich, Brighton, Villa. Even if teams don't drop points, I think those are winnable games. Those get us Champions League football somehow. Oh my God. Yeah, I think it does. If they start dropping points, if we pick up extra points elsewhere, I think we're in a title fight. If City and Arsenal struggle, because all it takes is one draw pretty much from Villa or Tottenham and us winning those games I highlighted, to stay above them no matter what happens in the other 7 results. Yeah, we're in a title fight. We're fully in a title fight. We didn't have the bad spell we expected to have the bad spell. We got through a transfer window with no money. Then the board gave us money. And we tried to fight like hell to get more money. And we turned it into deals that I can understand and that I like. Knowing if Pav and Pele don't work out, Marco and Esteve is not bad. And we got the future coming through behind that. So I could even sell these two now. Run these as starters and not feel like we're dropping off that much, which is stupid, but it's true. Di Baptista and Callum King. And Newbie is the 5th choice. Why did it make so much sense? And if I did lose Nico, I can drop Jashari back. Cam moves into centre mid. Harvey and Zhao either side. Really, we need a young DM prospect, which we almost have. Almost. We almost have a couple of midfield prospects. 3 of them, really. Liam's probably the best of the 3. We pretty much have a target man, a speedy striker, and a natural finisher ready to go up as well. Just don't know about a backup goalie. But yeah, that's a nuts transfer window. And start the season. Rafael Luis. Ooh. Ooh, I'd have loved to bring him in. I'd have loved to have brought him in. 20 years of age, great ball-playing, defensive-minded midfielder. Can play segundo volante well, can play mezzala well, can play box-to-box, can play halfback, can play regista, deep-line playmaker, centre midfielder on support. Like, he can play so much of this really, really well. He's 20. He's a model citizen. I'd probably rather have had him for 36 than Mokoko for 60. I was going to say than Harvey Elliott for 84. I'm not sure that's true, but it's close. It's just really a shame I didn't have the money for him and I wasn't made aware that was an option. Mind you, 35 for him or 48.5 for Daniel James is kind of a one-sided vote. But there we go. That's the transfer window. That is how I do business. That is as uncut and as full length as I could make that entire thing. And I tried to explain every deal as I thought of it and the way I thought of it. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that look at things. It was certainly crazy. But I do feel we're in a really nice spot. And even though some of these ratings aren't great, I think for 9 million, the very, very solid player you get for Mark and Dali is just 100% worth it. And we did try picking him up on a free in the Championship, but Southampton got there before us. It's ended up netting them 9 million. And Stevie Boy, 16.5, I feel, could end up being a great deal. Because he offers everything I want. Kind of feel like that's gonna end up being a good deal, you know. Doesn't look it right now, but I feel it does. I'm actually very happy with centre back, even though they're not rated highly. Fullbacks look good, but not great. But like I say, we got the youngsters coming in. Goalie good, but not great. And yet, 14 clean sheets in 24 Premier League games. Can't tell me the defense is bad or the goalkeeper's bad, even though the stars say so. Even though the rated or their attributes might say so. Because the rating our league position says not. And that midfield is really good. And the strikers are goddamn phenomenal. And this is only season 3, and we are still a 3.5-star club. With the initial stadium capacity, because, yeah. The one thing the board haven't given me. It's the one thing the board haven't given me. But there we go. Like I say, Southampton up next. Should be a big win. Should push us closer towards that title fight. But yeah, let me know what you think. Comment section down below. All your comments, criticisms, gladly accepted. And yeah, like, subscribe if you want to see more. And you want to see where this mad journey actually ends up. I joked about Champions League in season 4. We'll be in it. We shouldn't be able to win it. But we're building a squad that's kind of sneakily capable. We might even just be a really good goalkeeper away from it. Maybe. Maybe a top centre-back. That's scary. That's really scary. But I think it's about right. But if you agree, disagree, let me know. I joked about it, but Premier League could be on the card season 3, which shouldn't be a thing. Championship season 1. 8th place in the Premier League, our debut season, back in the big time. Season 3, everybody else is just kind of dropping far too many points. And the gap is widening at the top. And that door has just been opened by everybody for us just to walk on through. I don't fully understand it, but I'm also not going to complain too much. Liverpool, 6th, and they are 17 points behind us. They got 2 games in hand. That's still 11 points behind us if they win both. United, Chelsea, even further behind. Arsenal, a game back. They can get to within 11 of us. Man City, they can get to within 7, but it's still 2 games clear at the top. After everybody's paid 25, we'll be at least 7 points clear at the top. With an almighty goal difference. I didn't even really pay attention to that much of the goal difference. And it's a bit of both. It's the best goal scoring record and the best clean sheet record. But also it's who we've scored against. It's only 2 against Arsenal, 2 against United. 6 against Forest, 7 Palace, 7 Bournemouth, 9 Wolves. Arsenal scored against us 3 times, Liverpool twice, Wolves twice, everybody else 1 or 0. Yeah, You can't tell me the defense doesn't work. The game keeps telling me this defense is not good. Game doesn't rate them. But the job is getting done. And that's way different to last season. Way different. We're smashing those records. We're 11 goals behind what we scored last season. And we'd have to concede 39 goals in 13 games. So 3 a game, every game from here on out, scoring only 1 a game, and 2 games not scoring at all. It could happen. But that's what it would take for us to end up with the same goals for and against as last season. To finish with the same points as last season. 1 win or 3 draws. So a win would give us 12 games to better last season's point total. And our next game is at home, the bottom of the table, Southampton. You can't pick it, can you? You just can't. You can't script it any better. We haven't been perfect, far from it, but we've been sneaky about where we've picked up points, and we've just beaten who we're supposed to beat. We've kind of lost against everybody. Everybody we've lost to, we probably should have lost. Man City at home, Arsenal, Aston Villa away, Brentford away, anomaly, sure. But so is Tottenham away, us winning, so it pays for itself. Everything else, I feel, is a rightful result. Stole a point at Anfield. Maybe stole 2 points from what you'd think might happen at home to Newcastle. Probably a draw you'd look at. Same with United. So that might be 5 points better. That's it. That's really it. Oh my God. Yeah. It feels way bigger than that than it is because we're in a title fight, but I think it's because everyone else is playing badly, not because of us. We should lose a ton of points in this part of the season. 3, 4 losses, 5 losses, 6 losses, maybe 7, maybe 8. 6 to 8 losses. 12 on the year would match last season. Yeah, we could come back to earth in a big bad way, but I'm enjoying where we are for now. And anyway, that's it. That's a long-ass video just stretched out way too much because it's very late. I'm very ill and my brain is going overdrive thanks to that mental transfer window and season we're having. So like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think, how you feel about things, and what you think we're going to end up. If we do win the league, like, can we really even think about winning the Champions League next season? Because the rate of progression hints at it, so yeah, maybe have your say on that in the comment section too. But I'm going to get out of here. Till next time, take care, stay safe, all the very best to you, and do what you can to make those transfer windows work for you by doing most of your work outside it.